The Curse of the Red-Eyed Stranger, Part 1. The first encounter it began like all urban legends do. A whisper, a warning, a dare. My best friend Mia and I were both skeptics, but we loved the thrill of testing the impossible. That's why, on a cold November night, we found ourselves on the edge of Barron's Woods, armed with flashlights and too much false confidence. The legend of the Red-Eyed Stranger wasn't just a local tale, it was infamous. People said if you entered the woods at midnight, calling his name 3 times, he'd appear. And if you dared to meet his glowing crimson eyes, your fate was sealed. You'd lose something, your mind, your memories, or worse. We weren't the first to challenge the legend, but every account we'd read or heard ended in tragedy or madness. Still, curiosity is its own curse, isn't it? 3 times, right? Just like Bloody Mary or Candyman. Mia joked as we hiked into the dark, damp forest. The trees around us were skeletal and lifeless, their branches clawing at the sky. The air had an unnatural chill, and I found myself wishing I'd worn another layer. Yeah, I said, trying to keep the quiver out of my voice. Red-eyed stranger. Red-eyed stranger. Red-eyed, don't say it yet. Mia interrupted, gripping my arm. She laughed nervously, but her eyes darted toward the shadows around us. The stories had gotten to her too, even if she wouldn't admit it. We reached a clearing where the stranger was said to appear. A dilapidated stone well stood in the center, covered in moss and tangled vines. Legend said the well was a gateway where he emerged from and dragged his victims back to his realm. The air felt thick here, heavy with something unnameable. I turned off my flashlight, the darkness swallowing us whole. "Are you scared?" Mia whispered. Her voice felt too loud in the oppressive silence. "No, you..." I lied. "Never." She lied back. Together, we stood at the edge of the well, our breaths fogging the air. My heart pounded like a drum beat, louder than the rustle of leaves or the distant hoot of an owl. "Let's just do it," I said. "It's a stupid story anyway." Mia swallowed hard, nodded, and we began. "Red-eyed stranger," we said together, our voices shaky but steady. "Nothing." "Red-eyed stranger," we repeated, louder this time. The forest around us seemed to grow still, like the world was holding its breath. Still, nothing. We hesitated before the third call. My mouth was dry, my hands trembled, and then we said it. "Red-eyed stranger."
The moment the words left our lips, the forest exhaled. A sudden gust of wind howled through the trees, extinguishing the weak beam of MIA's flashlight. My heart seized as a low hum filled the air, vibrating through the ground beneath our feet. "MIA?" I whispered, but my voice felt swallowed by the sudden noise. She didn't answer. A pair of red lights flickered in the distance, just beyond the well. No, not lights. Eyes. They glowed faintly, like embers at the end of a dying fire. They swayed slightly, moving closer, floating impossibly above the ground. "Run," MIA croaked, her voice barely audible. But I couldn't move. My legs felt like lead, my body rooted to the spot. The eyes blinked, and in that instant, I swear I saw something. A gaunt, shadowy figure, draped in tattered, blackened robes. Its skeletal hands stretched toward us, fingers unnaturally long. Then it opened its mouth. No, not a mouth, but a void. An abyss that swallowed the light around it. I reached for MIA, but she was gone. The red eyes were gone. The forest was silent again, but my flashlight revealed only empty woods. The well, the hum, the figure, it was all gone. But when I turned toward the path back home, something whispered in my ear, a voice colder than death itself. "You called."